Welcome. This is Loloria Kanata. I'm the Policy Studies Librarian for the Andrew Young School. This is a short introduction to your Social Work 3300 Human Behavior assignment. Hopefully this session will give you enough to get started with finding research for your assignment. But as always, if you have questions, feel free to contact me. My number is here, and you can also email me there. So your book is The Other Westmore. And what you're going to have to do is find resources on how the other Westmore possibly became the other Westmore. Before we get started, I want to tell you the difference between scholarly and popular journals. This is a quick visual. I like to say that popular journals are the journals that you want to read. You may find at the newsstand in the grocery store, at the airport, something like Time. They're usually written by journalists. Have an editorial staff. You won't see a lot of citations in them. And then in the middle of popular and scholarly journals are trade journals. And these are journals that may focus on current news and trends in the field of social work. They may be written by experts, but they're not filled with a lot of citations. But they are more reputable than those by journalists. So these may be the ones associated with your organizations, and these will be their publications. So they may tell you about what's going on now in the field, give you a good start on what to look for and possible ideas of what to write about. And then you have the scholarly journals. Of course, these are written by experts in the field. They are in-depth articles on a primary topic. They use specialized jargon or terminology. You may find data. They may include qualitative or quantitative data. These are reviewed by other experts before they're published to check for accuracy. And these will have a lot of citations. So they're going to build up on the work of other experts, scholars in the field. Okay. So as far as your biopsychosocial assessment, the overriding question of the book is what critical factors in the lives of these two men who were similar in many ways created such a vast difference in their destiny. Now, I have a list here that you can use. These are things, it's been a while since I've read the book, but these are things that I found that fit under those categories. So for biological, you have body, the physical factors, the size, uh, predisposed risk for addiction and nutrition. Then, of course, the psychological factors, stress, depression, cognition, stress management, role models, desensitization to violence. And the social part includes things like crime, poverty, systemic barriers, home instability, the family background, which includes the educational, financial levels of the parents, drugs, just economic employment opportunities. So for these three categories, whatever you decide to focus on, and you can do a combination of two because there are many factors to influence both of their lives. We would look at that to do a search in the database. And a call to action, if you may recall in the back of the book, there are organizations listed that help adolescents deal with those factors. So here I have a few organizations here. So of course, you may not find research on these types of organizations, these specific types of organization, but there will be literature on how these types of organizations factor into to an adolescent's growth. Okay, so I'm going over to the next tab, article search. Let's look at this concept map. So the other Westmore, of course, that's the Westmore that's in prison, and this is what you can also focus on. This goes back to the biopsychosocial assessment. You have crime and poverty, so we could do a search with that, crime and poverty in the databases. You can also add that with depression, self-esteem, And so you can just go all the way around. These are some of the things that I think that help form the other Westmore. You may have a slightly different list. So over here on the databases, you see that I have just a small list of databases. I think that should be enough to find what you're looking for. Uh, this, for social work, you may think that social work abstract would be the primary database, but in fact, PsycInfo is the one that I always like to start with. It's a bigger database than social work abstracts. And since we are doing a biopsychosocial, you will need something to include that psychology aspect of it. So starting with PsycInfo, I think, is the best. So we're going to start here.